I just watched a movie on Disney Plus called Appendage, and honest to God, it is one of the worst movies that I've seen this year and possibly of all time. Here is my review. I wasn't even going to make this, right? I was literally watching the movie and I was like, this does not even deserve me to sit here in front of this camera and talk about this movie because it is that bad. Basically, it stars a girl called Hannah who starts to get pains in her stomach, and honestly, it just sounds like she's about to have a diarrhea attack. It is so bad that she is literally there, she's holding her stomach, she's like, ooh, her belly's rumbling. And what do you think it could be? Diarrhea. Is it diarrhea? No. It's a monster. It's a creature that grows out of her like appendix and starts talking to her, and it just looks like Jabba the Hutt. It looks like Jabba the Hutt. I really just can't explain any other way about this than calling it Jabba the Hutt. And essentially, the more that she is afraid, the more that she is negative, the more that she is depressed, etc., it feeds off that negative energy and begins to grow and eventually detaches itself from her and becomes its own little entity, and is talking to her and is telling her she's the worst person in the world and making her feel bad about herself and all. And it's terrible. It is so bad. Honestly, I think the minute that I seen that creature start to talk, I was just laughing to myself, being like, why am I sitting here watching this? Why am I actually sitting here thinking that this was going to be like a decent horror movie to watch for Halloween? It is so bad. The acting is terrible. The story itself is equally terrible, but you know, you could argue that it's a decent enough plot line that's just so badly executed that it is just so laughable, it's so cheesy, it is so silly, and as the movie progresses, things just get so much stupider. There is some really weird imagery that comes up in certain scenes, but apart from that, avoid this at all costs. Or if you really want to see how bad it is, you can check it out on Disney Plus. But across the board, terrible cinematography, terrible acting, terrible score, terrible creature, just laughable, not scary, also not funny either, and it's just a terrible package as a whole that I have to give a half a star, 1.5 out of 10. It is that bad, guys. But yeah, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Never going to be watching this shit again.